the Evergreen Media Network Studios, brought to you by Evergreen Media, creating cohesive marketing campaigns. Evergreen Media in Vero Beach.
Broadcasting from the Evergreen Media Network Studios in Vero Beach, Florida. It's Huntin with Heather.
Hey y'all, welcome to Huntin with Heather. I'm your host, Heather Hawk. This is season 1, episode 5. I want to thank to everyone that has come back to listen to another episode, and to those who are new, welcome. This show is dedicated to all those who love to hunt, love the outdoors, and those who want to learn more. Whether you're a seasoned hunter or a green hunter, this show is going to be packed full of information. We're going to talk deer, hogs, turkey, and everything in between. And of course, you can't forget about those stories that keep us coming back for more. So grab a seat, sit back, and talk hunting with Heather. Before I introduce my guest today, I would like to give a shout out to my sponsor, All Star Plumbing, for all your commercial and residential plumbing services. So today I am very excited, y'all. I have 2 lovely ladies on here, and first one is Paula Darnell and Emily Dubose. Thank you, ladies, for coming on. I am so excited because we were sitting here before the show started, and there's so much we could sit and talk about, y'all. So let's get to know a little bit about each of you guys, and then let's get into hunting. So, Paula, I'll start with you first. I've known you for a little while. I've known you actually for quite a long time. Tell me a little bit about you. How long have you been hunting? How'd you get into hunting? All that.
I am Paula Darnell. I have lived in Vero practically all my life. My husband and I are raising 6 children. And I probably first started hunting with my niece Emily's father probably back in 2006. I think he had a lease like in Edgewater. And then my first hunt to actually get game was for turkey season in 2010, and I was 7 months pregnant with my first child,
Wow.
my son Aiden. So
Awesome. Were you hooked?
Oh, I was. I mean, I've always had a love for fishing, and but I love being outdoors. But there's just something about being in the woods.
I agree.
And just even if you don't, if you're not hunting, like I've always just gone, even if, you know, others that I was with were hunting, and I would just sit there with my camera and just watch the animals go by, and just all the sounds when they wake up in the morning, when that sun rises, and it just, there's nothing like it being in those woods. It's just, so yeah. Thankfully, about a year ago, got my husband into the woods, and so now all 8 of us go hunting.
All 8 of
us
I love it.
hunt as often as possible.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, especially something to share with the family.
Absolutely. Fantastic. All right, Miss Emily. And by the way, Miss Emily just turned 21, so happy birthday, Emily. And tell us a little bit about you.
I've grown up hunting my whole life, been involved in it, never forced, but, you know, always our choice. I harvested my first turkey, was my first harvest. I think it's like 2012. So I was like 10.
Wow.
And then been hooked ever since. And now I travel all over and take every chance I can.
Yes.
Get something.
So, yes, Emily does travel all over, and Paul and I are very envious of her. I'm going to say we were talking about that earlier. Because Emily is 21, she is out there living her best life right now, y'all. I mean, not that we're not either, but she's just starting, and she's starting at such a young age. And she has hunted, let's say you've hunted out in Texas.
Yeah, I've gone to Texas, North Carolina.
But
I have some cool trips planned.
Yes, and the things that she's hunted. So, sandhill crane. So that people from Florida are like, what? Y'all hunt sandhill crane? And yes, right?
Yeah, out there it's totally different. They fly in by the hundreds, and
And if you guys don't, I mean, like they are delicious and they're considered the ribeye of the sky. So you've had it.
Yeah, it's great.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paula's had
Ribeye of
it.
the sky.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So it's funny. I was sitting in my stand, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and they're so loud. They're like pterodactyls. And I'm just telling y'all, you're from Florida and you're hunting in Florida if they're still alive and they're squawking like they do, because they are loud and annoying, but they are beautiful birds. So we do respect them here, and we respect them out there. But that is a bucket list of mine. So I'm like super
it's
jealous
so much
over
fun.
that. Cool. So, and then what else have you hunted out there in Texas?
Turkeys. I went for a Rio.
Oh,
we were
sweet.
unsuccessful,
Oh.
but we got some bad weather, but it was fun.
But it's not
being out
always
there.
about, right?
Yeah.
It's about everything.
Yeah.
The whole-
I was with a good group of girls, and we had good guides, and we just laughed and had fun.
Awesome. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, the women hunting, because I feel like, and I'm sure you guys can understand, I mean, you've grown up with it, so it probably didn't seem like you didn't feel very intimidated. Maybe you didn't, or maybe you didn't, or whatever, because you've had a great mentor, sort of. I don't know. You might have.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like with anything. I just feel like it was more like, oh, this is for men, and it's like they go hunting, and it's like, hey, I want to go.
Oh, hey, I'll just stay home. And
Yeah.
So, but it's
you hear about it, and then you
Yep.
get the women's only trips, and then the guys are like, oh, I want to go. Why is there not one for me?
Yeah.
Like, well, because generally they are men only trips.
exactly.
The women aren't invited.
So for women who are, maybe they're curious about hunting, but they're intimidated. Maybe their husband hunts, maybe their boyfriend hunts, or whatever it is. And they just feel like maybe they want to be with women, especially their first time. I encourage you guys to go check out, is it her?
Yeah, I've gone to Her Wilderness, Texas Women Outdoors.
Texas Women Outdoors. There's a lot of outfits,
yeah, there's a lot, and even different outfitters are now starting to offer women-only weekends.
So yeah, and so you're with other women, and some are seasoned, some are green. Some have never, they've never hunted it. So why not? What a perfect opportunity with other women, empowering other women. I think it's fantastic. I would love to do an all-women's trip, and I'm looking forward to, like, we've been sitting there talking, so I'm hoping to do that. We're going to plan it. Right. So Paula and I were like, okay, here, we got to plan something. Emily's got stuff already in the works. Her hunting schedule's booked. Right. So when
there's always room for more.
There's always room for more. She was sending me like things the other night, just like, hey, here's a hunt that's coming up next year, for, it was the geese hunt.
Yeah.
The geese hunt out in Texas. There's a Miriam one. There's just all kinds of different hunts that you can, get involved in. And so I'm definitely going to do that. I told my husband, I said, I love you and I love hunting with you, but I really would enjoy it to do an all women's.
It's totally different. It's different. You're with total strangers generally. So you don't know anyone. You have a fresh start. You just get to learn. And generally there's some great guides that are willing to teach
you.
Because I will say there are some that aren't, but most times.
So Paula, you went on a pheasant hunt last year. Was it pheasant or was it quail? Quail. Okay, so you went on a quail. You told me it was amazing, right? So tell me a little bit about it. Like, what was some of your favorite parts of it?
The biggest thing, I think, even all the women that were there even said, like, watching the dogs work, like, absolutely beautiful. And just being out there and you're walking and just watching them point, and they're like as still as can be, and then as soon as they're given that command and they go crazy and they're circling and the birds are flying, then you're like,
it's game time.
Oh crap, I don't want to shoot this $10,000 dog.
Yeah,
I don't want to shoot any of the other women around me.
Or the guy, or the
dogs are jumping up trying to catch the bird as it's flying off, and you're just like, oh my gosh. But just the experience, and it, like she says, like with all these like women hunts, like you're just out there and you're laughing. It's like, oh, you missed that one, or one goes flying and you nicked it and you're flying off and you have to go find and the dog's tracking it down.
Yeah. So no super pressure. Maybe like if you had a man.
And if you had pressure, it was what you put on yourself.
Yeah.
Because of course I'm like, you
Well,
know,
sure.
I've shot clay before. I can hit moving targets.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was
A lot.
15 years ago. Like, I haven't really done that much
right.
anymore.
Yeah.
So, and again, and the added pressure of the dogs and
I've heard that from
just
somebody else
watching
too.
them was just amazing. And again, just the women, and then afterwards, 'cause we got
The
split up
camaraderie.
into 2 different groups and having lunch together, sharing our stories, and it was just amazing. And that was my Christmas present from my
Aw.
sister and family.
Good
so,
family.
Yeah, so Emily took me on my first Her Wilderness trip,
That's
and it
so
better not be
cool.
my last.
Right?
So hopefully
I know.
we'll get some more trips together,
That'll
because
be-
it really
yeah.
was just so much fun.
Yeah.
So, all right. So for opening gun, you're gonna be out of town.
Yep. I will be back in Texas for the cranes.
Oh darn! I'm so sorry. No, I'm just
It'll be
kidding.
so much fun.
Yes, that is such a bucket list of mine. So, okay, so you guys have we won't have to say exactly where your hunt camp is, but it is very close to mine
Mhm.
because we are close to Fargo,
Mhm.
and we pass y'all's off of 441, right?
So we stay, yeah.
Okay,
Where we stay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in,
But we
are you
cross
in
the
Georgia?
Swanee. No, we're like 5 miles.
Yeah, we have like a gate in both, but we follow Florida guidelines, so we can't shoot bears.
you can't
You
get
guys
the
have a lot of-
bears.
I know that is like.
Yeah. Oh man.
So I just had
Yeah.
someone post on our we have a page for our hunt and lease, and they were like, well, I knew you guys said there were bears. It must be a first time. But I didn't know these bears were like Michigan bears. They are giant. So when I tell y'all, I'm always talking about the bears, and my husband always laughs at me, and everyone at camp laughs at me, but the bears are like, they're giant.
Like 600 pounds.
Well, yeah, and so my girlfriend, one of my good friends, she hunted a bear. They actually do bear hunts on the lease next to us, like right there. She harvested a big old 400 pound, it was like just shy of a couple pounds, 400-pound bear. So yeah, and this bear this guy had on his camera was like giant. One of the guys like, what did you put in their feeder, like cornbread or something, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're giant up there, and I really do wish, y'all, and I'm putting it out there, that Florida would open a bear season. And we really need to get out there and advocate for that, because there's plenty of them here. Okay. It's you know, we're not going to go without. I can just promise you that. I mean,
we've had multiple years. We've had from totally different areas of the property. We've had twins and we've had triplets a few years in a row. Like, so they are producing.
yeah, how about walking up on Mama Bear at night in the morning?
She's
Oh,
had
you
them.
didn't you?
Yeah, thankfully her dad was with me, because we were walking and where I was going to a new stand, his tree climber, and I had never like been to it, so he was walking me, and it's down through planted pines,
Yep.
and then turn the corner. He's like, stop. So stop, and all of a sudden it got up on its hind legs and poked its head up over the bush, and I was like, do I run? He's like, you got guns. I'm like, but
I know. It's just like that instinct, you know, like.
you never want to be startled by an animal out there.
No.
That's like the big
That is my biggest thing. And so I archery hunt. So I try to carry not that I can shoot, but in case something was to happen, God forbid, or a coyote.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you're not supposed to, you can't even shoot the bears. But my biggest thing is walking in the morning. It's dark. If I see it at a distance, it doesn't bother me, but, you know, coming up on one and it ground, I don't know, where are you at? You know, so I have this, like, and I think I've talked about, I have the brightest freaking light,
I do
y'all.
now, yeah.
Like, it is, they call it my bear light. My husband laughs at me, and I mean, I will be up in my, you know, of course, I check up before I get in my stand, because they climb trees, y'all. So I don't know what it is. I like the last few, like 20 yards to get to my stand, I probably pace really fast, maybe run. And I'm just saying that it's like not like they can't climb the stand, but it just makes me feel better that I can see like a little bit out there. But I will shine that light. He's like, oh my gosh, I could see the light freaking, you know, a mile away, you know, anyhow. But it's just how it is up there, you know. So let's open bear season back up, y'all, in Florida. Y'all agree?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we definitely need to. So, all right, let's break real quick. And when we come back, we're going to talk more hunting, and stay tuned.
When it comes to service, All Star Plumbing gets all 5 stars. In fact, here's a real 5-star review.
After having 2 leaks in our copper pipes, we decided to have our home repiped by All Star Plumbing. All Star did the repiping and also arranged for someone to cut, patch, and repaint the drywall. We are very pleased and highly recommend them.
For faucet installation, plumbing leak detection, and pipe repair, in addition to new construction, repiping, remodel, and all other plumbing services, call 772-794-9611. All Star Plumbing.
Hi, it's Leah Waldo's. The dreaded heat is finally gone. This is a great time of year to head to Waldo's for lunch or dinner under the stars. Mix that in with awesome local and touring entertainment, and you have the makings of a great day. Don't forget, Waldo's Happy Hour from 4 to 7, 7 days a week. So come join us at Waldo's, located in the historic Driftwood Resort on Vero's Beach.
ITEX, or International Trade Exchange, is the largest barter company in the world, with over 25,000 members offering goods and services. We're a marketing company that brings you new business in the way of trade, with over 200 local members enjoying the benefits of ITEX, like lawyers, doctors, plumbers, media, printing, and more.
Hi, this is Liz Bowler. Contact me and find out why barter through ITEX has been smarter for over 30 years. 772-532-1881. Visit itex.com.
Paris Family Chiropractic understands after a long day in the woods, tracking and hunting, your back might be crying out louder than a call to the wild. Paris Family Chiropractic specializes in back, neck, and shoulder pain relief, carpal tunnel, disc injury treatment, headaches and migraines, sciatica treatment, and so much more. Get back to your prime hunting form. Visit ParisFamilyChiro.com and schedule your appointment today. Paris Family Chiropractic, Vero Beach.
Welcome back to Huntin' with Heather. I have today as my guests, I have Paula Darnell and Emily Dubose. We have been talking a whole bunch of women hunting out there. And, but real quick, I want to talk to Paula because Paula's got a lot of kids. And she is such a good mama. She loves her kids, and you can definitely tell. But I know that it's really important to have them in the woods with you and being in the stand with you, right? I've seen pictures you posted, whether they're sleeping or awake, right?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, it's just been, it brings a different aspect, I guess, to it. Like it's, before, especially with the younger one, it's like, and them and my daughters, a lot of times she wouldn't want to go out in the mornings. They're like, I want to sleep. But once they get into it, they don't always stay awake the whole time. They do sleep a lot of it. But just trying to instill into them, like, just the beauty around them.
Yep.
And just sitting back, away from electronics.
Yes.
Away from, and enjoying what's around them, and just kind of hoping that they can get that love that I have for the outdoors and for nature and everything. And then just trying to get them, just look for the animals and just watching the different behaviors of the animals and everything. Yes. And it gives you also your time, again, away from the world. Yeah. And you have that one-on-one, or sometimes I might have 2 of the kids with me, and the same with my husband, like just having them and the conversations that you have, and just that time you don't get much one-on-one with when we're back in town, and like our lives are crazy, we're constantly on the run. And so to have those couple of days and those few hours at a time of just being alone, whether it's by yourself or with your kids, those are the moments that are just absolutely amazing.
So I want to talk real quick about the time. So Paula it was black powder, right? Mm-hmm. I'll let you finish the story. Yeah. Muzzleloader, black powder, yep. And go ahead, because I want the kids were sleeping, right, or something?
Yeah, so I had my 2 oldest, Aiden and Bailey, with me, and we were actually in Emily's stand. So it's a bigger, kind of like a little condo, and they were like, Mom, I'm tired. And they're always like, I'm tired, or I'm hungry, or there's nothing going on. And they're just, and I was like, okay, you guys have to stop. Like, you know, either like sit, relax, or go to sleep.
Right.
So usually they're like, all right, go to sleep.
Yeah.
So they lay on the floor, and so they're asleep. And it was a little chilly out, and so they're all bundled up, and I'm getting a little hungry, so I'm opening up a Pop-Tart, and I'm trying to be quiet, but it's not.
Right.
And I look up, and it had to be at least a 6 point. I get out my binoculars, I'm looking, and I count at least 3 on one side. I get to 2 on the other. I'm like, oh, okay, it's big enough. Done.
He's going down. Yeah.
And I grab my gun, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have my cap. And the kids are asleep, and I'm trying to wake them up while I'm looking for my cap and waking them up. And they're like, what? And I'm like, there's a deer. Like, there's a buck. Come on. Like, and they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, Aiden, get my cap in the bag. There's a baggie. Get the cap. So he's trying, and he's like, I can't find it. And I'm like, it's in there. And I'm keeping my eye on the deer. And then before that, like, just watching, like, it's stretching. Just beautiful. So, but I'm like, I have a job here to do.
That's
like,
right.
and you have a job too. Get my cap. So, needless to say, the buck walked off. I didn't get a shot off. Later on, like getting out of the stand, I remember I had 3 caps in my pocket of my pants for that reason. Yes. So when if something were to come out, I'd be ready to go, and just your adrenaline gets going. Absolutely. And I wanted the kids to be able to, see it, and so I completely
see, all those are the stories. Those are the stories. They're not always great, but they're fun, and there's something to talk about and remember.
Yeah. And then later that night, Emily
they come with me.
Did you just have the 2 kids? Or?
I had KJ and Aiden.
And I'm pretty sure she shot my buck. Yep.
We don't know.
It happens.
Oh, man.
It happens, right?
Yeah. So all the kids.
But the total opposite, they were laughing and making jokes, and they got my phone somehow, and we're making a TikTok.
Of course.
And, we were not quiet at all.
See, I think that's how, I don't understand how that happens, because you could be out there and make the slightest ding, like, with your release or whatever you're using, and it's literally like they're all, and then sometimes you can be out there just whatever, and they're right there. I don't get it. I don't get it. So I do want to talk about, okay, so have y'all had the heart? Have you ate the heart yet?
I have.
You have?
I did not.
What did you think?
It was okay. I'd try it again, though.
Was it fried? Did you remember how it was cooked?
I pan-fried it with
seared or whatever?
pan-seared, made like tacos.
Like tacos? Like taco meat?
Like sliced it like fajitas.
Oh, man. Now that sounds good. That sounds good. I love that. Anything tacos, right? And you've never tried it?
No, I don't think we made it over. I think the twins made it over for it, but.
Okay. Yeah. You gotta try it.
Yeah.
Have to try it. You guys, I tried it. We talked about it before. I had never tried it before. And I went on the YouTube video, literally cut it up how it said it should be cut. Found the little heartstrings, little heartstrings tugging on them. Anyhow, it was delicious. So I will definitely be eating the heart again. All right, ladies, we have to sort of get to the end of the show, which stinks because it's like just really getting good. Give me something, Paula, that you want to give a new hunter or even a fellow hunter, something that you remembered, like a tip, anything that you could give them.
Don't be scared. Just go try it. Find anybody. Definitely, if you are nervous, go with her, one of the women's groups, because you're not going to be the only one that's never been out there hunting or hunting the game that you're out there for. And they're going to teach you a lot, and you're going to maybe teach them something. It's don't be afraid. Try it.
Perfect. How about you?
I mean, it kind of goes off of that. I always say yes.
Just do it.
Say yes to something.
Just do it.
You may be nervous, but just say yes. Book the trip and do it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for coming on. And thank you all to the audience for listening. And I just want to say I love y'all. Be good, be well. Go do something great. Go get in the outdoors, y'all. Peace.